Theivanai Ammal College for Women. Learn, live, and lead.
Welcome to everyone. I am Dr. Ramesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Theivanai Ammal College for Women, Autonomous Villupuram. Today we will discuss about the topic of stereochemistry. In stereochemistry, some of the topics are discussed, namely resolution, methods of resolution. Methods of resolution consists of mechanical, biological, and then diastereomers, and uses of resolution and racemic mixtures. Introduction. In stereochemistry, resolution of racemic mixture is one of the most important process. Louis Pasteur is the first scientist in 1842 collected the salts of tartaric acid from the vessels of wine bottle and passed the plain polarized light in it. The tartaric acid rotated the plain polarized light, but the other salts do not rotate the plain polarized light in opposite direction. He found the rotation of plain polarized light is due to the optical isomerism. Basic terms to be needed to be cleared. One is a chiral carbon, the other is a optical isomerism, the third one is enantiomers, the fourth one is racemic mixture. Chiral carbon. Chiral carbon is bonded to the four different groups is called chiral molecule. For chiral carbon, just for example, a carbon is bonded to bromine, chlorine, fluorine, and a hydrogen. The carbon is called as a chiral carbon. Explanation. In Greek, chiral means hand mirror images of hand are not superimposable, like the mirror images of the compound are not superimposable. Then optical isomerism. An optically active compound can exist in two isomeric forms which can rotate the plain polarized light in opposite directions. They are called optical isomers. The phenomena is known as optical isomerism. For example, L-glyceraldehyde and D-glyceraldehyde. L-glyceraldehyde means levorotatory and D-glyceraldehyde means dextrorotatory. Then enantiomers. They are non-superimposable mirror images form the chiral molecule. They are called enantiomers. In Greek, enantiomers means opposite. From this diagram, we will see about the example for enantiomers. Then racemic mixture. Racemic mixture is an equal amount of two enantiomers. Is called as a racemic mixture. It does not rotate the plain polarized light. From it forms the racemic mixture means 50% R lactic acid and 50% of LS lactic acid. The total 50:50 is known as a racemic mixture. Is explanation of racemic mixture. In some of the organic reactions, the product yield may be 50:50 ratio of two enantiomers. Then resolution. Resolution is the separation of racemic mixture into optically active compounds process. Racemic mixture resolving agent is forming the mixture of diastereomers. From this, the diastereomer forming diastereomer 1 and diastereomer 2. From this, the diastereomer will produces the enantiomer 1 and enantiomer 2. Then the enantiomers. Enantiomers are identical physical properties except the rotation of plain polarized light. One can take the advantage the difference between the boiling point and melting point or solubility because our enantiomers are identical in all aspects. Explanation. Enantiomers will form S carbon as a boiling point and R carbon as a boiling point of 230 around 231 degrees centigrade. All the physical properties are same of both enantiomers. The methods of resolution enantiomeric pair. The first one is mechanical resolution, the second one is biological resolution, and the third one is resolution through diastereomers. The first one, mechanical resolution. Pasteur's original separation of sodium ammonium salt of tartaric acid is known as a mechanical resolution, is mainly the historical interest. The second point, by slow the crystallization of this salt, he obtained the crystals that exist the two mirror images Mechanical separation of crystalline forms resulted in the resolution of racemic mixture. Disadvantages of mechanical resolution. In this method is generally practical is not a practical because of most of the racemic mixture do not form readily enantiomeric crystals. They are slow process and the separation would be extremely tedious. That's why this method is not useful for this. Then the second method, we will see the structure of sodium ammonium tartrate. In sodium ammonium tartrate, there are two chiral carbons. Biological resolution. In second method, the resolution of enantiomers takes disadvantages of varying rate of metabolism of components of racemic mixture by microorganism. Microorganism produces the enzymes that are themselves are chiral and are consequently react different to isomeric forms. Then Pasteur found that Penicillium glaucum green mold found on the fruit and the cheese dextrorotatory to form the tartaric acid. The disadvantages of a biological resolution. In this method has a better chance of being successful than mechanical resolution. In mechanical resolution is a disadvantage. That's why we are knowing the biological resolutions. The variety of the compound will suffers the one enantiomeric form, it lost the metabolism, and other is often obtained in the poor yield. Then resolution through diastereomers. Most of generally useful methods for separating enantiomers involves converting them into diastereomers. The second one, enantiomers are identical in all physical and chemical properties except the rotation of a plane polarized light. The diastereomers differs in all properties including melting point and boiling point and the solubility. Enantiomers pair can be converted into the pair of diastereomers which are separable and are separated by diastereomers converted back into enantiomers. The resolution would be accomplished. The following structure is treated with hydrochloric acid. The spontaneous crystallization is formed, followed by treated with sodium bicarbonate. The diastereomers A and B is formed. From this, it is clearly known the diastereomers on A and B will be formed by the sodium ammonium salt of tartaric acid. Then uses of resolution. To avoid the adverse effects of optical therapeutic value of enantiomeric drug, it is necessary the methods of resolution of racemates be evolved and de-evolved the determining the purity. The establishment of effectiveness of isomers of the drug and the defects in presence of enantiomers will lower the therapeutic value. Racemization. The conversion of optically active compounds in the racemic mixture is called racemization. It forms two dextrorotatory and two levorotatory. In the resonance mixture is formed the conversion of either dextrorotatory or levorotatory 50-50% is called as a racemic mixture. Racemic mixture can be accomplished by the means of heat, light, by the conversion of isomer in optically active in determine which returns to the racemic mixture. The conversion of either the optically active lactic acid into racemic mixture by heating is the aqueous solution to produce through the end of the intermediate. From the structure of dextrorotatory lactic acid, it forms the D-enolic form, which one is an unstable molecule. From the unstable molecule, it produces D-lactic acid and L-lactic acid is the racemic mixtures. Then the proton migrates back to the carbon atom. The process can involve the opening of either two linkages of double bond and produce their original configuration of opposite of it. From the active form, it produces a enolic form. From this enolic form, it produces the inactive racemic form. Uses of racemization. The racemization reduces the administered dosage concentration as a optically active enantiomers converted into inactive counterpart. Then second, the US Food Drug Administrator issues certain guidelines for the marketing of optically active drugs or some of the enantiomers racemize into human body, leading to the generation of antipodes which may be toxic or bastless to the human beings. The points to be remembered. First one is resolution. Separation of racemic mixture into two optically active compounds, that is dextrorotatory and levorotatory isomer, is called as a resolution. Then the methods of resolution we will already seen: mechanical and biological and resolutions of diastereomers. From this we will see the continuous of resolution and uses of resolution. Racemization, conversion of optically active compounds into racemic mixture, 50 to 50%, that is two enantiomers.